Hey rockers, back yet again, but this time I've got a little series I'm starting up called The Stories Behind My Songs. And tonight is going to be the first in a series of stories behind my songs. If I feel that they're interesting enough to share, I feel like why not share them? So this might be kind of a quick video, but tonight I'm going to start off the series with the story behind the song called Stuck in Minonk. It's a song that was co-written by myself and my friend Eric Alai back in about 1997. Minonk is a town in Illinois, a very small town, kind of like Mayberry. But they had a bar there called the Brickyard Tap. And one time, Eric Alai and myself, we had a working band called the Vaynes. And we were doing gigs. This is after my outlaw country band, the Renegades, had broken up and morphed into a rock band that was doing cover songs of rock and roll tunes. But not just any rock and roll tunes. We were doing like bubblegum rock and a lot of songs that were originally sung by women and all kinds of really weird pop, like we were doing T-Rex and like the Archies and the Bay City Rollers, and we were doing Joan Jett and Generation X and just David Bowie, stuff like that, man. Really trippy glam rock, bubblegum kind of rock, but it sounded great. We had a good band, Eric Alai on bass, myself on vocals, Randy Roth on guitar, and at the time I believe it was Trevor M on drums. Yeah. Well, we were playing a gig in Minonk, Illinois, where we did 4 sets of music in an evening, usually from 9 to 1 or 10 to 2. And this particular night was no different. We were playing 4 sets of music to make some dinero. Well, every time we did a gig, me and Randy Roth would usually drive together and we drank a lot. We partied. We were partiers, rock and roll dudes. Gee, imagine that. Every time we would have to go somewhere after a gig, when we were drinking, we would take turns like, okay, it's my turn to drive tonight, so it's my responsibility not to drink a lot or maybe not at all. And then the next time Randy would drive my car. Well, which was also the band vehicle that we put all the gear in, all of our PA equipment and musical equipment after and before shows and all that good stuff. This night, we were playing a gig at the Brickyard Tap in this teeny hole-in-the-wall town, Minonk, Illinois. We did our show. It was a pretty fun show. Quite a few people for a small town. Lots of drinking and partying going on. The show went good. We got paid. And then Eric Alai, our bassist, and Trevor, they decided they were going to split. Well, me and Randy decided, hey man, let's sit around and have a drink or two after the show. And lo and behold, some people that were at the show lived right upstairs above the Brickyard Tap in an apartment. And they said, hey man, let's have an after party at our place. We were like, hell yeah. So we did. We go upstairs to this apartment. We're having a good old time. This guy cracks open a bottle of tequila. That's such a no-no in my world. Well, it was, it is now. Back then, though, I loved me some tequila, and it was not good for me head. No, 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 no. I was one of those guys that couldn't drink, man, and couldn't really handle drinking. This particular night, for some reason, was different, though. We were consuming large amounts of alcohol, listening to records, smoking out, and I started looking down out of this guy's window over the little circle that was around in the little town where the bar was at, and I kept noticing there was no one out except the town cop. The police was driving around like every half hour, and I noticed this over and over again because I knew at some point we were going to have to leave. So I asked our host, why is this cop driving around? He goes, oh, because you guys are here. I go, what do you mean? He goes, anytime we have a rock and roll band come to town, the cops always walk in like they did earlier when you guys were playing, which they did, and they see if the band's partying, which you were. And then they notice that you're drinking, and they wait till you leave, and they try to get you on a DUI. And I thought, holy hell. So we kept getting more paranoid. We kept drinking more tequila. We didn't know what to do. We were thinking maybe we should just stay on this guy's floor. But finally, at some particular juncture of the night, and for some reason the alcohol wasn't hitting me. I don't know why. Maybe a combination of adrenaline and whatnot from doing the show. But I just didn't feel drunk, even though we were drinking a lot. Well, finally I noticed that I hadn't seen that cop in like an hour. After seeing him like 8 times driving around, I thought, now's our time to make it. And by the way, hey Randy, it's your turn to drive tonight. And he's like, oh man, he was pissed. He goes, it is my turn to drive. I go, yeah, but I haven't seen that cop in like an hour. Let's just go. Let's get the hell out of Minonk, Illinois and go back to Peoria. Well, Randy lived in East Peoria. So we go downstairs, jump in the vehicle. We look around. There's no cop to be found. And jump in the car. And I told Randy, look, man, just in case, as soon as we get up here to this stop sign a block away, make sure you come to a complete stop, look both ways, and then proceed. Because that's always the excuse these cops want to give you. Oh, we came in to pull you over because you didn't come to a complete stop. So we did. We got to the stop sign, came to a complete stop, and then drove on. Everything was good, right? It was all dark out, very, very late, early in the morning, probably 3, 4, 5 in the morning kind of scenario, but it was still pitch dark until we saw the blue and red lights in our rear view mirror. Dude, let me tell you something. We were both just like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Sure enough, Randy just starts freaking out and shaking. He's like, dude, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to go to jail. I'm like, calm down, bro. Sure enough, the cop walks up and guess what he says to us? Hey guys, just pulling you over because you didn't come to a complete stop back there at the stop sign. I'm like, wow, man. Yeah, we did, but we didn't argue it because the cop, what's he gonna, it's his word against ours. This is the days before body cam, so what are you gonna do? He asked for our driver's licenses, registration, decides he knew we were drinking, so he pulls Randy out to take a breathalyzer test. Randy fails the test, handcuffed, going to jail. Then he says to me, is this your vehicle? I say, yeah. He goes, you're not driving this vehicle anywhere until you take a breathalyzer. Now, if you blow dirty, I'm not going to arrest you, but I'm taking your keys and you can come get your car tomorrow when you're sober. If you blow good, you can drive away. I said, well, I have nothing to lose except being stuck in this podunk town the rest of the night. Stuck in Minonk. Well, I went to the back of the cop car, got the breathalyzer, I blew, and he says, you're good to go, man. You're fine. I had just drank like a fifth of tequila within the last 3 hours. How was I good to go? Why did he lie to us about the stop sign? The universe only knows. Well, what happened was Randy's like, wow, I'm going to jail. Please do me a favor. When you get home, tell my girlfriend to come bail me out, or some scenario like that. I don't remember exactly how it played out, but I do remember I thought, God, I can't believe what a weird world. I drove home. I believe it was a maybe 45-minute drive to Peoria where I lived. I walked in the door, told my wife immediately what had happened. I walked down to my basement where we had our music room, fired up a bowl, got a pen and paper, and this is immediately when I walked in the door, and I wrote a song on paper called Stuck in Minonk. And the song was actually recorded later. Randy ended up getting out of jail. The song got recorded and released on this 7-inch record. It was recorded November 97 and released on Fanatic Records, the 7-inch EP by the Vaynes and myself in 1998. It's a split record with a band called the Psychedelics. But this is a pretty cool record. Later on, we did a faster version of the song without Eric Alai on bass. Instead, we had... on this record, let me back up. On this record, it's Timmy Fiers on drums, Dave Glover on guitar, Eric Alai on bass, and me on vocals. Later, when the Vaynes did our full-length record a couple of years later in 99, it was Dave Glover on guitar, Tim Fiers on the drums, me on vocals, but Bully, aka Jeremy Elliott, was on the bass. So the album version is much faster than the 7-inch version, and I would like to read the lyrics to you before I sign off. Here we go. Stuck in Minonk. The lyrics by one Bloody the Vaynes. Getting ready to play tonight? Where are we at tonight? We're always stuck in a town in the middle of nowhere. 9 o'clock Saturday night. There's a full moon out tonight. They're giving us free drinks and I'll drink my share. And then it says, I'm stuck in Minonk. Stuck in Minonk. Stuck in Minonk, and it's a freezing hell. Yeah, this was in the middle of the winter, by the way. It was freezing, dealing with that cop and Randy getting arrested. We were out there for a long time, like 20 minutes in that freezing wind. It was a nightmare. So it's a freezing hell. And then it goes, there's rednecks at the bar, man. They've never been very far, man. Main Street, USA is all they've known. Got smoke out in the car, man. Parked by the brickyard. Follow me and we'll get our minds blown. I'm stuck in Minonk. I'm stuck in Minonk. Well, I'm stuck in Minonk, and I'm going to jail. And then it goes, the guitars are put away. It's 4 a.m., they say. The doors are locked. There's no more beer to sell. We're trying to get away, but there's a cop car in the way. Well, I guess in small town hell, you can never tell. I'm stuck in Minonk. Yeah, stuck in Minonk. Yeah, I'm stuck in Minonk, and I ain't got no bail. Yeah, there you go, man. That's the lyrics to Stuck in Minonk. That's the story behind the song. And later on, the ironic thing is, when that came out on vinyl, on Fanatic Records, this was played on jukeboxes in certain little bars in central Illinois, and it ended up on the jukebox at the Brickyard Tap in Minonk, Illinois. Talk to you guys later. By the way, this is little Jet Dog. Look how cute she is. She's always by my side when I do my videos. Please think about subscribing to my channel. Give the video a like, a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you like about how cute this dog is, if anything else, man. And stay out of Minonk if you can help it.